Frequently asked question about Veeam. Question number 1. Hi, my name is Yap, CY Yap. I am a VMCT. VMCT stands for Veeam Certified Trainer. I'm the founder for Infosyte, and I'm also a trainer for Veeam. Let's look into what are the frequently asked questions for Veeam. Veeam is a company who do backup software. So Veeam data protection is number 1 in the world. So they are in the Gartner leader for continuously for the past couple of years. I'm really focused on Veeam is data backup. It can back up on-premises server. On top of that, Veeam backup software and also back up the cloud workload, and including the hybrid workload between the physical server as well as on cloud. Their flagship software is called VBR, Veeam Backup and Replication. They have this certification called VMCE. They also have another advanced certification called VMCE. So I'm going to discuss about the VMCE version. Current version is version 12. The latest version is version 12.2 for the software, but the examination will be on the version 12.1. First, let's introduce Infosyte. Infosyte has been in the industry since 2009, and we take up Veeam in January 2019. So I'm the very first batch as a trainer who certified to do Veeam training in Malaysia. Besides, I also have 2 others, colleagues of mine, Mr. Roy Chow and Mr. Daniel. So 3 of us are working in Infosyte. We do deliver VMCE. Mr. Daniel is the one who actually delivered the more advanced VMCE designing course. So please follow us if you want to know more about the more advanced VMCE. Now, next question frequently asked is that what are our coverage for the VMCE? The coverage for the VMCE is Malaysia, so we're present in Malaysia, but we do have inquiry from around the region. So we have students who come in from Singapore, Indonesia, Thailand. They flew into Malaysia, come to our class face-to-face. We have our own lab. We also have students who cannot fly in. They can join our online training as well. So if let's say you're around the region and looking for VMCE, please refer back into our website. We have our information there. So why should we actually learn about Veeam? Now, because Veeam is a very popular software, and this software is, since it's number 1, many of the enterprise, regardless whether it's in Malaysia and overseas, they are demand to get a qualified backup administrator. So if let's say your company is using Veeam backup and replication, most likely you will want to get yourself certified. And we are the only VMAEC in Malaysia. And one fact that many participants or engineers do not aware is that for you to get the certification, you need to attend a authorized VMAEC, which means that it's not like other certification. You can just go to the exam center and take the exam. For VMCE or VMCA, you do need to attend a certified training center. So once you sit in the entire class and then your submission of attendance is accepted by Veeam, then only you can go for the exam. So once you pass the exam, then the certification will be awarded to you. All right, so that is some of the fact that not many of you be aware about that. Another thing that frequently asked is that what is this course intended audience? The intended audience for this course is that you are the beginner and you would like to go into specializing in backup. And if let's say you are already in the industry or your company already started to use Veeam and you want to fully utilize the Veeam, because the features, even you use or you don't use, you already pay for it, it will be better that you know how to fully utilize the features of the Veeam. So the first question is always in your mind is, what is a prerequisite if let's say I want to attend the VMCE? Firstly, there is no prerequisite, but there is a recommendation. The recommendation is that you should have familiar with the Veeam software, and if you have a networking background, it will be better. The next thing here is that how long is the class here? Previously, the class is 3 days. With the version 12, Veeam extend the class from 3 days to 4 days. So what are you going to get from these 4 days? This 4 days, we are going to cover most of the feature on the VBR version 12.1. And we do cover, very importantly, is the concept. Secondly, over here is that we will also go through the hands-on lab. Now, about 50% of our time will be spent on going through the lecturing as well as explaining the theory. The concept is very important. In the remaining 50%, you will have the lab session. Every participant will have their own lab. So you will be assigned to have your own dedicated lab session that connect to a data center. I think that it will be in Australia or in United States, depend on whichever data center they assign to us during the training. The trainer will go through the lab together with the participant. Most of the lab, they already have step by step, so you do not need to worry about if you lost. But if you do lost and you are not quite clear, the trainer will be in the class to help you. Now, another format that we can use is online. For those who are from overseas or you are in Malaysia but you cannot attend, we have the session for online. Just like during COVID, we already have the online. We are so familiar with it. So we will have a camera. You can watch the online session. This is not recording, but this is like a live trainer who teaching the participant on the concept. The participant can open the mic and speak through the mic, and then we have the interaction. You also can ask the trainer if let's say you get stuck. So the most that you can get from it is, I believe, is both the theory and the lab and the interaction between student as well as student with the trainer. Now you have the option to attend the training without the exams. You do not need to take the exam if you feel that you do not want to, but I will recommend and urge you to actually take the exam because this is for your future, to inform your employer or your future employer that you have the particular skill. But please aware that the software evolved over time. I started my training since version 9.5, so every single version as a trainer, when they evolve, we also have to take the exam. But as a participant, you do not need to. The validity of the certification is around 2 years. So if let's say right now we have the version 12, you can take the version 10 training, and then you can take the version 11, version 12 exam. Besides the student and the users, who else that this VMCE is good for? It can be consultant. If let's say in your school or work, you do a lot of advice and you are doing system architecting, this will be a very good course for you. And you also can see that the trend is we are moving from on-premises to the cloud. So if you are doing a cloud engineer, cloud architect, it will also be better that you have a certain concept about the security as well as the data backup, especially on the Veeam. Veeam can be compatible, or in this case, native support for Azure, AWS, Google Cloud Platform. So all this, if you are already a user for it and you want to provide service on securing your customer data, this course is for you. So now you know how the course is being conducted, what's the content. The key point over here is that this is really good for those who want to protect their data. And if you're looking for career advancement, this is also a very good course. It's because that there is a huge demand for a professional who know how to do the data protection. I also want to remind you that Veeam is not just for data protection, it's also for replication for enterprise as well. So if you want to enrich your knowledge, this is a very good course. So after you get your VMCE and you want to go further and you want to become a designer where you are going to architecting more complex scenario, then you can go for the VMCA. If let's say you watch until now and you are definitely interested on our course, please go to our website www.infosyte.com, or you can send an email to sales@infosyte.com if you want to have more information about the pricing as well as on the schedule. Not to forget that the course is also fully claimable for HRDC. Thank you.